Oh my gosh, you guys, this hair, look at it. Look at the before, look at the after though. Hey guys, so today's video is sponsored by UNice Hair. I finally know how to say it. They put the dot there between the U and the nice. That helps me out. Alright, so today's video is sponsored by them. I will have the information down below to the hair that they sent. Okay, all that information is down there. So they sent me a frontal of straight hair. It's 12 inches and 3 bundles of beautiful straight hair. So I'm going to show you guys how I pretty much start off with my wig making. This is a custom wig head that I did myself. Okay. And as you guys could see in the beginning part of the wig head, you could just see me putting the pins down on the mannequin head. And this is how I put my frontals on. You don't want to put the frontal on to where the front part where the hairline is exactly flat down. You don't want that. Your wig's going to turn out really tight or shaped weird. Okay, so you kind of want it to be like this. Like, you see how it's like that? That's how you want it to be. It's completely fine so long this part, this back part right here, is nice and smooth and flat. That's fine. And you don't want to pull that back all the way either. Just pull it back enough so where it touches the wig cap, and then you could pin it down in place. And then now you can go ahead and braid your frontal down. This helps so much because you don't want hair to be in the way when you're sewing down your frontal onto your wig cap. I'll have a link down below to the wig caps that I use. They come 3 in a pack. That helps me a lot, especially since I make wigs that I sell, so I usually get them 3 in a pack. I know there's some people that sell them like 20 in a pack or whatever, but I usually just make 3 wigs at a time. Okay, like I have kids, like 3 kids, so, but one day, okay. So I already did a couple of videos where I showed the close-up of how I do my stitching, pretty much what I do, and it really just depends on how I feel. Okay, I do a loop like this, and then I go under the loop with my thread and pull, so it kind of creates like a side-by-side stitch instead of the traditional up down up down up down stitch, or the loop stitch. Okay, I have no idea what they call those stitch types, but this is how mine's look. Sometimes I'll double loop or double, go through the loop and make it more secure, but one is enough. It really just depends on how you feel and what kind of hair you got. Okay, so here I'm just doing one loop. I'm gonna speed this up a bit because it's going to take forever for you to just watch me stitch this across. It usually takes me about 15 minutes to stitch on a frontal, 15-20 minutes to do it. Okay, dealing with the dog and the cat and the kids and whatever, probably add on another 15 minutes. I'm serious, that's my life. Okay, but you want to make sure you go through the edge of the frontal and through the wig cap. All right, and I use the curved needle. You can get these in the beauty supply store. They should be like $1, I guess, for 2. Okay, so here I feel like you can see better how I do my stitching, and I try to get close up so you guys can, get a better look at what it is that I am doing. So you see how it's nice and flat here? That's what you want. The front part doesn't need to be flat, but the line in the back, it needs to be straight down, like straight across. Don't try to curve it or pull it to the back or nothing. You want it to just be straight across from ear to ear. You don't want to curve it and try to, you know what I mean, pull it to the back and then try to make the front straight or make the front part of the frontal smooth, because it's going to mess up the shape of your wig. I promise you it will. I've done this to a wig before and it messed it up. So this is how it should look when you are completely done. Okay, I also use these hair clips to kind of keep the hair out of the way as I am stitching. Now I'm going to go on with my first piece of weft, or my first bundle here, which is the longest one. I go through the weft, okay, and then I go through the cap and I stitch into the elastic band. It's not going to mess up the stretching because, the stretching pattern goes up mostly, not side to side, if that makes sense. So this actually helps with the construction of the wig. It keeps the wig in that nice shape when you stitch like this. This is pretty much the only way everybody stitches wigs. So if you're worried about, the elastic band, it's not going to mess you up. It's fine. Okay, just make sure you have your ½ inch or 1 inch gap between each weft. It really just depends on how many bundles you have. If you have 4 bundles, you can do your gaps at a ½ inch if you're doing double wefts. So here I'm going to speed it up. I'm on my second bundle here. And I'm going to speed it up and work my way up to my last bundle to where I close my gap between the last bundle, the last track, and the frontal edge. So here is the edge between the last track and the frontal. So this is the gap that I have left, and this is what we're going to close. I use the same stitching method to close up this gap. You can do the looping, that's fine, but I feel like after a while that bunches up. Okay, so whatever works for you. You don't have to do exactly everything that I do. If there's another wig maker here on YouTube or someone who shows how to make a wig that you prefer their method, go right ahead and use whatever you are comfortable with, okay? Everybody does things differently, but this works for me. So as you guys can see, I'm going through the weft, and when I get closer to the frontal edge, I like to do single weft instead of double weft. So usually when I do wigs, I'll start off with my first and second bundle as double weft, and then my third bundle I'll do as a single weft. Okay, this way it's more flat and more smooth on the top. Okay, not saying that the back isn't, but it's more flatter, you know what I mean, and not super bulky. So this is the finished look or finished wig, and I'm just gonna take off the pins, and this is what I usually do. I just lift up the lace in the front, take off my pins, and these are just sewing pins that you can use to hold fabric in place. I use these to hold my wig cap in place, and you can also use the regular T-pins that you can get in the beauty supply store. So this is the amount of lace or cap that you should have left. I try to leave some of it on the wig because I don't want to cut too close where you can accidentally maybe cut close to where the thread is, and then your entire wig will be ruined, or you would have to go and do repairs. So try not to cut too close to the actual back edge of the frontal. Alright, so I'm using my kid's scissors. I can never find scissors in this house. There are a lot of them in here. It's just, they get legs and walk away and go into different places. Okay, but use whatever you have available to cut off the excess wig cap. So this is how the inside should look. You see the shape that you have? That's perfect. So I wanted to show you guys the hairline of this frontal. It's really beautiful. They did a really good job, giving it that pre-plucked effect. If you bleach the knots, it would look really nice. It has a very nice subtle pre-plucked look. But if you want to pluck it some more, you can go right ahead and pluck it some more. I'm not going to do that. I'm going to go straight to coloring. So what I'm going to do is section off a piece in the front. This is where I'm going to have like my side swept bangs, and I'm just doing like a little small half a circle part right there. You guys could see like if you were about to cut some bangs, some really thin bangs, okay? Alright, so once you have your section done, clip it in place or use a hair tie, whatever it is that you have available. I'm going to do 3 sections, one here on the upper part of the wing. I hope that makes sense. So not all the way down to the side, just like closer to the top part of the wig. So 2 sections here in the front, and then I'll do one on the upper back part of the wig. That's the best way I can describe that. So I'm going to use 50 volume developer and the quick blue bleaching powder. I use about 2 caps of the developer with 1 cap of bleaching powder. The little measuring cup thing, cap thing that comes in the bleaching powder, that's what I used. Okay, so 2 things of that of developer and 1 of the bleaching powder. The 50 volume developer will work faster on the areas where I apply it. That's why I'm starting in the front, because I want this part of the unit to be very light. Okay, also if you want an area to process faster, cover it with foil. Get the little dollar store pack of foil. It comes already cut, you know, little pop-up foil. Get those. That's what I use, and I actually cut them down to size in these little squares. So it's affordable and just a lot more easier than getting a roll of foil and messing around with that, unless I'm bleaching all the hair one shade of blonde or lightening all the hair at the same time, you know what I mean? Okay, so I'm putting the foil on here and kind of like folding it over like a little envelope. This is going to help this area, this part of the hair process faster. I want this area to process faster. That's why I did it first. So the areas where you want it to be lighter, you do those first. I'm using the same bleach, the same mixture on the rest of the hair. Well, on the areas where I want it to be lighter. Sorry about that. So you see I'm just doing, you know, streaks through it. Make sure you comb through the hair so all the hair is facing the same direction, and do your brushes through there. Okay, and if you can see, I'm adding some to the ends of the hair as well, and I'm just brushing through it with my brush. I'm not using any special tool or anything like that. You can get these brushes in the beauty supply store for $1. And make sure when you get towards the root part of the wig, kind of like fade it out. You don't want it to be like blunt. You don't want it to be like a, you know, a thick, blunt, chunky piece of bleach there where it's going to leave like a very obvious line. You know, you want it to look natural, like it's just growing out like that. So I'm doing the same process on this side. I'm just streaking down. And make sure you try to get like the front part of the hairline as well. Don't forget that. And I'm also adding it to the ends of the hair and then streaking it up. And you notice I check to make sure that we're even here. Gotta be even, okay? So once I have that done, now I'm gonna go with my third section and the same thing. So I put the bleaching mixture in the middle part first, and then I worked on the sides because I want the middle part to start processing before the sides. And then make sure you get those ends. We're going for like a balayage type highlight, low light look. Make sure you flip the hair as well and add some bleach there too. So here is the biggest section, the lower back section. I'm applying the bleach on the ends first, okay? And you'll see why in the end. All right, so once I have the bleach on the ends, I'll start bringing up the product into the hair, you know, bringing it up slowly. The fun thing about coloring your own wigs is you get to do them however you like. If you want certain areas to be bright and certain areas to be darker, you can do it however it is that you want. Here's just the tip. If you want certain areas to be lighter, bleach those first, okay? If you want certain areas to be light but not as light, go with those second. If you want something a bit darker but also light, do that, you know, last, okay? If you guys didn't know, you can also lighten hair with just developer. That's it, just developer. It won't make it platinum blonde or anything like that, but it will lighten the hair a bit and turn it a bit brown. So here I'm just mixing a bit of 40 volume developer in my bowl with what, you know, it wasn't much that was left in there. It was pretty much like a little scrape left on the sides. So I just swished it around in the bowl, okay, and I'm just going to brush this through the back part of the hair and the front part of the hair. I'm just going to add a bit to that as well and brush it through, make sure everything is nice and even and I don't have any weird blotches, and close that back up. Now this is what the hair looks like, okay? What I'm going to do now is go in and brush in that 40 volume developer into the hair. And I'm going to tell you this, bleaching hair takes practice and it's a process, and you don't want to fry your hair, okay? So I went through the entire wig and brushed on the 40 volume developer with, you know, the little bit of residue that was still left in my bowl. And now I'm just going to comb through all of the hair and let that process for an extra 20 minutes. Then I took off the foil, and this is how that section looks. And then now I'm just going to wash off all the bleach. I actually used a bit of the purple shampoo. I actually like the smell of it more than anything. I used that to kind of take away the bleach, you know, hair dye bleach smell from it, and I love the color. I'm not gonna lie, I love the color. Okay, and I'm just gonna wash my wig with that and comb through it, make sure I get all the bleach off, all the chemicals off. You know, rinse it at least 2 to 3 times and make sure you get all the product off. You don't want anything left on there, okay? I also went in and conditioned it really well, and this is how it looks. I let my unit air dry and I put it by a heater that was blowing heat up, so it kind of like made it poofy, which is fine. Everything is dry, so that's fine. I just sprayed it with a bit of heat protectant, so now we're going to curl it. Like, it looks crazy right now, but remember, curl or flat iron. It helps a lot. All right, so we're gonna curl the unit and we're not gonna brush the curls out until they cool down. So use whatever curling one you have available. This is like a huge one that I got from TJ Maxx. It was on clearance. I think it was like $11, I think. Can't remember, but it was on clearance. Okay. Somebody said that it looked like a sex toy. That hurt my feelings. In a video I did. Don't say that about my curling iron. Hater. Alright, so I'm going to curl all the curls to the back. Just hold them for a sec and then put them down. You can also pin these in place and leave them overnight if you want like a stronger hold. But the best way to do your curls, when you curl them, just let them cool down and then brush them out. If you want stronger hold, pin them up for the next day and then you can, you know, brush them out then. But we're not doing that today. I'm just going to curl them and let them cool down and brush them out. And make sure you use heat protectant, okay? Remember that hair on these wigs, these are human hair wigs, you need to use heat protectant. When you wash them, you need to condition them. You need to take care of them like you would take care of this hair like it was growing out of your scalp, okay? So I'm doing small sections, curling everything to the back, and hopefully you can see all the different tones of brown and blonde and light and dark in there. I hope you could see it. You know what you can also do, if you don't like the shade of blonde that you get, you can use a toner or another hair additive that you can add into developer and just change the blonde if you want to. Change it, turn it into ash, whatever it is that you like. But I like this color, so I'm keeping it this way. Alright, so now I'm going to pop this on. I hope you guys like my new filming area. Okay, this is my secondary filming area in my studio. This is the part of my studio that you guys rarely get to see, but it's right by the window, so lots of natural light, like a whole lot. So I'm gonna put this baby on. I absolutely love how she looks. Like, she is giving me spring, summer vibes, almost like a slight Beyonce vibe, just a little bit, just a tiny bit, not too much, just a little bit. I'm gonna use some powder and put this into my part. I did not do anything to the front part of the frontal. It was already pre-plucked, so it came like that, so I didn't do anything to it. I just added a bit of powder to the hairline part of the frontal and to my center part. Now I'm going to go in and just curl these side swept bangs a bit more. I didn't like how they looked. They looked a little floppy, like floppy ears or something, floppy dog ears or something. So I'm going to curl those back using my same curling iron. Don't be hating. Okay, I know what it looks like. It's all right. Don't worry about it. It's going to hurt its feelings. I'll just get another one. I don't even want to hear it. Okay. Okay, now we are in business. This is it. Yep, this is it. This is it. Absolutely love it. I am so happy with how this unit turned out. I want you guys to see all the different tones and dimensions in it. I feel like this video, this tutorial on how to get this hair color was super easy. I feel like you can do it. Just take your time, okay? Take your time and watch. Read instructions. Everything is going to tell you exactly how long to keep the bleach on. And remember, check. Just check the color. Don't ever leave bleach on your wig longer than an hour. You will fry the hair. Okay, you can't come back from frying hair. All right, but I absolutely love how this unit turned out. If you guys enjoy how it looks, make sure you hit that thumbs up button, like this video, comment, let me know what you think. Oh my gosh, let me know, let me know. Okay, thank you again, UNice Hair. The information to this hair is down below in the description box to purchase it yourself. Thank you guys again for watching and supporting me, and I'll see you all very soon in another video. Love you guys. Bye.